as we have Arctic Ace Esports up against SE Kamikaze coming up shortly. It seems like they just needed to get back onto certain players, and now that they should be good, and we will be kicking this one up shortly. Alrighty. As they did not like the unfinished esports because I ran out of characters as I was in a race to get this one started. So it's back to Arctic Ace on the lobby board versus SE Kamikaze, as it is Arctic Ace Esports versus SE Kamikaze that we should be having come up shortly in this 2v2 matchup. We are just waiting on Arctic Ace as they had some stuff happen that they're going to be joining shortly. Oh, the misery deep inside of me. Oh. As we wait. For how long, though? That is the question. And for my answer, that kind of depends on you guys. Oh, the misery. Pain is deep inside of me. And we will get Arctic Ace up in this lobby, so we should be good to go. Alright, as SE Kamikaze joins first, Arctic Ace is in here, so we will be kicking off this best of 5 between SE Kamikaze and Arctic Ace Esports in a Tier 1 D1 2v2 action. Off the kickoff, it looks like Getsy's getting the best of that one, and he follows it up right away for a 4 seconds into this one. Getsy puts it away to give Arctic Ace Esports a 1-0 lead. Back to the kickoff circle we go. Here it is. Envy and Hodge meeting up. Falls back to Getsy. Getsy going up with this one. Looking for the air dribble play. Down. Got a flip reset, but it is forced wide. And Critter plays on out. Critter is playing with this one. Looking for a play. Low 50s Envy to send him flying. High flick. Tries to get to Getsy, but Getsy gets a good touch into a flip reset. But Critter is back for this one and pushes it on wide. Out it goes. Getsy is not quite able to get that cleanly, and Critter takes. Critter forces a 50 on out to Hodge. Hodge tries to go for a fancy play past Getsy, unable to get it. Getsy bumps Hodge. Hodge needing to play back. Hodge playing back down. Left in the corner for Critter. Critter takes. Critter looking for the dribble play. Trying on a bounce dribble. Fakes out of the first one. Plays back across to Hodge on the second. Hodge will snipe it right inside that left pipe. And SE Kamikaze find an answer. 1-1, 50 seconds into this one. Back to the center we head. At the center, Hodge and Envy meeting up. Envy looking like he got a little bit the better of this 50. Critter will meet, play on out, but Getsy dives in. Getsy hits the crossbar, and Critter with a good bump to make sure he can't follow up. Envy firing at the pipe, but Hodge is there for it. Envy back off this wall, playing on towards the net, but Hodge plays well to the side. From the side corner, Hodge flick past one. Not quite able to get past the second, but he does read the second's touch, and he pushes this one on end. With a good read to make the first play on the touch with that from Getsy. It's just Hodge was fast enough to put it away. 2-1 SE Kamikaze. 3 minutes and 47 seconds remain. Back to that center we go. Getsy and Critter meeting up yet again. Envy trying to play onwards into the off that back wall. Out it goes. Envy popping up for Getsy. Hodge will end up taking. Low 50 with Getsy, and back off the side wall we go. Getsy playing on into the orange side half. Critter pushing it just wide, and out he plays, but Envy across to Getsy. Getsy snipes it off the crossbar, bounces down a couple times, and Critter is able to get back to it and push it on out. Almost the response there, but just a little bit left before that would have went on over that line. Critter plays on back to Hodge. Hodge advances this one up in the air, and up he goes. 50s with Getsy towards the center. Critter trying to put it away, but Envy is there and pushes this one on out into the orange side half. Hodge trying to play out of his own half, goes up with it off that back wall, gets a 50 on the ground with Getsy and plays into the far orange side corner where Critter looks like he should have possession. Low plays past Envy. Playing with it. Looks like he has Getsy on the defensive. Envy going for a bumping play, not quite able to get, but will force play on back out. Hodge, quick play, but met by Getsy, and back towards the center it goes. Envy fires one off of this. Far pipe and back out. Envy once again. Hodge unable to get to it, and Envy will put this away, tying us back up at 2 apiece. Envy getting that far pipe, but was able to get back to it and get that soft touch that he needed to put this one away. 2-2 game. Only half of it played so far. 2 minutes and 30 seconds still to go. Critter and Getsy meeting back up towards the center. This one pops on out. Odd play, but Hodge does push it back wide. Hodge trying to take possession of this one. Getsy ends up backflipping on it. Hodge gets past one, but Getsy's still able to get back. Hodge plays back towards the center. Getsy plays back across. Envy pushes it. Getsy back there. Plays up to Envy. Envy hits it in stride with the flick. Hodge needing to make a touch on it, and does. Back out it goes. Critter pushing this one on wide, trying to get out of the way of danger, but Envy taking a high. Looks like it does go far and across, and Hodge plays back down. Tries to fast flick, but Getsy is there for it. Critter back off this sidewall, playing towards the center. Gets 50 back on out. Hodge possesses from here, off the wall. Hodge looking for a play, forcing towards the net. 50 by Getsy yet again. Out it goes. Critter ends up getting a touch on it, not quite fast enough to slot the goal. Critter playing back across, and it is there, but Envy will push it back on out. Hodge Lodge looking for the passing play across, finds Critter. Critter with the shot. Getsy is able to get the save. Critter back on again, but Getsy is still there. Getsy in this corner with it, looking to try to advance. Ends up getting 50'd by Hodge back towards the corner, but Envy will possess here. On Envy plays, met by Hodge into the far orange side corner. Critter looking for this one off the wall. Down it plays. Critter throwing it forward. Into the corner, Critter gets a touch, back towards the center for Hodge. Hodge fires it, saved by Envy, and Getsy pushes it wide. Getsy off the side wall, now coming onto the attack, met by Critter, back into the blue side corner. Out of the blue side corner, Envy looking for a play, going off the ceiling, met by Critter, back down it goes. Looks like Getsy should be able to possess. Soft touch off the wall to try to possess this one, up he goes. Ends up getting boost and ball. Up he plays, but Hodge does force a 50 out of it, but Envy's up. Envy striking, ends up hitting that crossbar. Back into the far side corner, Getsy met by Critter. Out it plays, Hodge up for it. Hodge firing this towards the net. Envy's able to get back to it. Back inside this corner, back down. Envy's trying to possess across. Envy looking for the play across. Critter cuts in on this one, not allowing that play to possess any further. Critter with a good 50 on Getsy, but back to Envy it goes. Envy lets draw up for Getsy. Getsy does get a good 50 on it. Getsy heading towards the opposing net, but it falls back for Critter. Critter off that sidewall. Critter tries to center, unable to do so. Overtime is needed here in game 1. Back to the kickoff we go. Critter and Getsy. Critter getting what looks like the better of the 50 as Hodge Lodge comes in. Hodge Lodge looking for it. Met by Envy, and Envy forces wide. Getsy pops this one high. Critter tries to dump in, but Getsy does get the play. Hodge has to possess and save. 50 between him and Envy as this comes back out towards the midfield where Getsy was sitting. Tries to play across. Critter jumps in the way of that. Hodge Lodge tried to snipe the far side corner, but ends up going wide. Critter up he plays, trying to play across, down. Envy with a good push off of his own side corner to make sure the pressure is alleviated. Back down it goes. Getsy's up for this one with the air dribble, looking up. Critter will be there to match, but it does fall back down to Envy. Envy playing off that back wall. Off the back wall, back out to himself. Envy trying to play it far side, unable to quite get it. Hodge Lodge flicks past one. Is on the demo hunt. Hodge puts this high and ends up drilling the crossbar, not able to put it away. Critter with the shot, saved by Getsy. Back out to Critter, and Envy will be there for the touch on that one. Envy forcing this back on out towards center. Critter plays across. Getsy able to grab the boost, but Critter does win the race for the ball. Plays back into the blue side half. Envy playing on up, looking off that back wall. Off that back wall, he plays back down. Hodge Lodge unable to get to it. Critter diving in, pushes this one out before Envy is able to get another touch. Back into the blue side we go. Getsy back up off the wall. Playing this across, making sure no center pressure is there. 50s with the wall. Will forces the pinch with the wall. Hodge cuts back, flips over one, but then Envy is there. Back down we play to Critter. Critter looking for this one, trying to get the center play. Unable to do it as Getsy forces this one back out. Hodge Lodge sitting on it, tries to take to the wall. Getsy gets a good touch, but Critter is back in time. Clears this one to the side. Envy once again going. Falls back down for Critter. Critter flick up high, unable to get the bump. Getsy plays on, but Hodge Lodge jumps in, plays into the blue side corner. Met by Envy, back out towards center. Getsy pushes this one back towards the corner. Envy takes down, trying to make a play, but Critter was diving in at that one, not able to leave it for Getsy. Critter with a good touch off the back wall, out to Hodge. Hodge unable to shoot this one. Takes back into that other corner. Hodge 50s with Envy, and out to Getsy it goes. Getsy playing on into the orange side corner. Critter sits on this, ends up possessing here. Here we see Critter trying to play this one out towards the center. It goes. Envy high. Back down it falls for Hodge. Hodge 50 gets a good rebound one. Critter going for the demo play. Hodge with the flick, and he will be able to convert it with that. The demo was enough pressure on the defender for Hodge to be able to put it away. SC Kamikaze find themselves finding game 1, 2 minutes and 33 seconds into overtime. 3-2 win. Quite the game 1 of this series to start us off. Still have at least 2 more to play. As the crowd screams, we want more. And indeed we do with a game like that. That was some solid Rocket League play. All players are in the lobby. We will be good to go for game 2. game 2 we go. Back at the kickoff, Critter and Envy meet back up. Critter playing on Getsy, pops this one high. High pop, back to Envy. Envy plays on into the orange side corner, taken by Critter here. Critter trying to play off that side wall, up for Hodge. Getsy beats him to it and puts it away for a 1-0 Arctic Ace Esports lead. Getsy converting on that nicely with the faster read. Just beat him to it and converts. Back to the center we go. Here we have Hodge and Getsy meeting back up. Hodge dives in at it. Envy plays on, follows up for Critter. Critter playing up to Hodge, where Hodge not able to jump for that one. Demoed by Critter though. Critter trying to force into the blue side corner with a pinch that comes back out, but Getsy able to get a good read on this one and forces it on. Hodge has to play back to his own side corner. In his own side corner, he tries to play on out. Met by Envy, actually able to play past Envy. Getsy playing on down. Down he plays. Critter not able to get a piece of it. Envy back into his own side corner. Getsy takes it there. Getsy looking for it with a quick flick towards the side wall, but Hodge will make the read on it, and it seems like the net should be relatively open. No! Envy is back in time. Hodge unable to convert on that. Envy playing back out and across for Getsy. Getsy with the good shot towards the net, but Critter will force this one away. Envy back up and across. Hodge jumps in at it, plays on forward, tries to find Critter, unable to do so as Getsy is there, but Critter forcing it and finds a touch over one and able to follow it back up. SC Kamikaze tying this one back up. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to play. Critter proving my words with it almost wrong. Able to get back to it. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left. Back off the center. Envy and Critter. 50 this one. Back on down it plays. Hodge already up for it. Not quite able to get a convincing enough touch. Envy forcing it far side. Back down falls Critter. Critter firing one. Ends up going off that crossbar. Out it goes. Getsy looking for it. Getsy trying to play on. Envy going for the demo. And the demo pressure is enough for Getsy to be able to put this away. Hodge was unable to deal with demo pressure from Envy, and Getsy slots it on that. Actually, Hodge does get bumped out of the way, so unable to reach it. 2-1 Arctic Ace Esports. 3 minutes, 28 seconds remain. Back we go, Getsy and Hodge at the center. Envy popping this one off. Starting it. Plays on down. Hodge is sitting on it. Hodge grasps this one. Tries to flick past Getsy instantly. Getsy does get a touch. Once again, Hodge gets bumped by Envy. Getsy tries to play on, but now he gets bumped by Hodge, and that opens up Critter, and Critter slots it. 3:10 left to play. Tied back up off bump plays. Trade a pair to start, and then trade a pair of bump goals to answer it back after. 3:10 still remaining. Back towards the center we go. Hodge Lodge 50s, and into the blue side corner. Envy sitting on it, plays back across. From there, met by Critter. Critter playing off this back wall. Getsy throws onwards for Envy. Envy with the touch, but Hodge was waiting on it. Hodge playing on out of his own side corner, looking, trying to get a touch. 50s with the defender. Tries to force forward. Tries to get a bump. Critter firing one. Good read from Critter off the back wall play and ends up slotting it away. Found the opening between the two defenders. 3-2 lead for SE Kamikaze. 2 minutes and 43 seconds remain. Still lots of time. Critter and Envy meeting back up at the center. Getsy pushing this one on into the orange side half. In the orange side half, Hodge Lodge trying to possess this one. Looking low. Pops off the wall. Past one. Back down, he plays it. 50'd by Getsy off that sidewall. Getsy playing on out off the ceiling, looking for the ceiling read, unable to find it. Across it goes. Back down it plays Hodge, met by Getsy yet again. Getsy taking the better of this 50 though, looking for it, trying to go towards the net, but Hodge with the bump. Critter 50 on Envy and back on out towards center we go. Looks like Getsy is winning the race to this one, pushes it on wide. Critter tries to grab it there. Getsy plays back far side across. Here we see Getsy diving in, 15 with Hodge, out to Critter it plays. Critter playing on upwards. Critter out of the blue side corner, looking for a read, back towards the center, but Getsy is able to jump all over that one. Out it plays. Getsy met by Critter there, but Getsy still forcing onwards. Hodge cutting up, flip past one. Is he able to get back to it and back around it? Unable to do so. He plays high over his net and back across. Critter trying to place towards the centrals. It looks like Hodge is already up for this one. Hodge jumping, tries to double to the pass back to center, but Critter was not there for it. Pops this one on high, and down it will fall. Critter turning on it around midfield. Envy turning on it next as it falls down to Hodge. Hodge looking for a play on this one. Takes it low by one defender, looking for the second one. Trying to play, slow play will not play off as Getsy's patience is there. Critter off that back wall, tries to play out center, does get another touch on it to at least force it back across. Back across, Hodge looking for it, making a play into the air dribble over one and slots it just underneath the crossbar. The air dribble from Hodge is superb. Able to get by the one defender, and I think Blue found themselves with limited boost there, which was an unfortunate oncoming of the previous attacks. SE Kamikaze finding themselves up 2 with a minute left to play. Getsy and Hodge meet up back at the center. Up it plays, down it pops to Critter. Critter playing on a cross, finds Hodge. Hodge with the touch, but ends up shooting wide. Envy 50s Hodge, and out this pops. Getsy is beating Critter to the touch, but it's still just around center. At center, Getsy takes control. Getsy looking for it. Low 50s with Hodge. Critter is able to force on the issue to make sure that does not find the back of the net. Touched by Envy to force some time for the Blue defense. Hodge trying to slow play. Envy is not biting for any slow plays here. Good demo by Getsy on Critter. Opens up Envy, but Hodge is able to get back in time, forcing to the corner. Out of the corner, Hodge trying to play across. Getsy jumps in on it and forces a good 50 towards the center. It falls. Hodge will push back into the orange side corner. Out of this corner, Envy looking for the play. Gets past Hodge. Getsy shooting one, but Critter is able to turn in time. And across it goes, and that will kill there. SE Kamikaze finding game 2 as well. 2 close, hard-fought games so far, but SE Kamikaze find themselves on top of both. Arctic Ace looking for game 3. This is the bounce back. As Critter makes me look at this scoreboard long enough to say he did have a hat trick in that one. Getsy with 2, Hodge with 1. Back into it we go for game 3. If SC Kamikaze win, they finalize the series. If Arctic Ace wins, we're going the whole distance. Alright, everyone is in lobby, so here we are kicking off game 3. Back to the center, we find Getsy and Critter. Getsy 50ing on across. Hodge there waiting on it. Takes the 50. Met by Envy. Envy plays out towards center. Gets around it. Pops it in that far side corner. In the far side corner. Back out towards the central. Critter tries to possess here. Met by Getsy. Forcing him off. But Critter does end up pushing on in the far side corner. Down towards the center. He tries to play for Hodge. But Getsy is all over that. Hodge goes up. Plays into his own corner. Here we see Getsy playing it on. Shot. Critter is there and able to push it back out of his net. Up it pops. Getsy off the backside wall. Critter there for it. Throwing it towards the center. Is Hodge able to put it away? Yes, he is. Critter with that passing play off the back wall. As Getsy did what he could to keep it away from his net, but unfortunately Critter was able to get back to it fast enough to force the issue. And Hodge slots this one away. 1-0 for SE Kamikaze. 4:20 left to play. Hodge and Envy meet up. Critter plays on out. Critter fires one. Getsy with a good touch to push this one on out with the save. Envy playing on up. Good shot. Finds its way just wide. Getsy following up. Hodge diving in to make sure he pushes it on out. Getsy and Envy. Getsy forcing a 50 with Hodge. This comes across to Envy. Envy plays low past one. Off the back wall. Are they able to get back to it? No. Critter pushes it on up and over. Getsy up for it. Decides to drop it. Hodge plays back to the corner. Envy is there. Envy fires one. Critter with a good last second save. Getsy fires as the response though. Finds the crossbar down and unfortunately not in. This has just not been their series for that, as even in game 1, they had 2 or 3 ring off the pipe a couple times that just never find their way. Critter fires a shot, saved by Getsy. Hodgelodge is up and over it plays. Hodgelodge with the spike back down. Getsy forces this one wide, so Critter does not have an opening at this. Envy plays on out towards center, met by Hodge. Hodge popped up. Hodge up in the air looking for it, trying to force the issue, but Getsy and Envy with a good play on it. Getsy getting save credit as they pinch on out. Critter trying to play high, but Getsy is all over that read. Down he plays, tries to pinch. Critter gets a touch. Envy with fires one towards the net as it goes just wide. Hodge trying to cut up this last defender. Getsy will not be undone for his defensive stance. Critter up he goes, trying to play over. Envy with the push towards the far side to save that one. Getsy plays on past Critter. Off the side wall he goes. Down he takes it, looking for the opportunity. Fake pass one, but Critter is a brick wall right now, not allowing that one to go through. Envy pushing on over Hodge, back into the orange side corner. Envy playing on out Critter, forcing it onwards. Getsy plays over Critter and into the orange side. Out he plays, out to Envy. Hodge is able to get at least a 50 on it, and back out it goes. As it pops back down, Envy forcing it, playing across. Comes back to him off that side wall. He plays on out towards the center, but Hodgelodge is there next. Hodgelodge looking to do up the defender, and he ends up getting him on this one, as he is able to slow play it and play with a bit of a fake. And the defender partially bought, but the defender was just in a kind of awkward situation to start. SE Kamikaze finding themselves up to 1 minute 58 seconds left. Back at the center we go. Envy and Hodge. Envy pushing this one on forward. Critter up for it. Critter looking. Critter trying for the double tap, but Getsy will not allow it. Getsy pushes it off that back wall and out. Getsy playing onwards. Off that back wall, back down it comes. Getsy with the good shot, but Critter was able to read him. Envy now diving in, but Hodgelodge was up for that one. Getsy back off that back wall. Critter forcing back towards the corner. Critter trying to dive in, but Envy meets him well. Back down it pops for Hodge. Hodge trying to play on into it, but Getsy will avoid him and play forward. Up Critter must go, and Critter does push this back to the corner where we see Getsy trying to possess it. 50s with Hodge, but the 50 goes decent for Hodge as he tries to play on, but Envy now possesses. Envy waiting on it. Critter plays on out. Envy reads Critter well, but then Hodge will just sit on it. Tries for it, making a play, looking. Gets a 1v1 with a good flick over one. Shoots it at the net, and it is there. Hodge finding success with the flick in the 1v1 and converts afterwards. 1:04 left to play. SE Kamikaze find themselves up 3. Back to the center we go. Getsy playing a 50 with Critter. Across into the corner. Hodgelodge playing up high. Envy forcing this one wide. Getsy being met by Critter. Envy playing on upwards. Envy down to Getsy. Getsy taking this one across. Far side. Getsy pinches it, as it's not quite on net, but it still causes some pressure. Envy plays on across over where Hodge is sitting. Hodge looking off the back corner wall. Decides better on it, leaves it for Critter. Envy plays on into the orange side half. Hodge tries to play up, gets past Envy, but Getsy is on it next. A bump from Hodge to dissuade this play, as Envy demoed Critter, and it would have been an opening if it wasn't for that play. Getsy playing back on up. Getsy bringing this one across. Down he goes past Hodge. Off the side wall. Here we go, looking for it into a ceiling shot. Looking for it. Musty off the back wall and unable to find more, but down for Envy. Envy not able to put it away as Critter is there. Getsy decides to fire this one at his own net at the ending. We will see SE Kami getting one more for it. But that is the series. A little unfortunate for Arctic Ace Esports as they found it where they were hitting the pipes and the pipe reads just weren't going their way any closer to goal line on multiple pipe reads in game 1. They find themselves taking that. Even in this one, could have been a game-changing moment when it's like 1-0 or 2, but they end up finding that pipe and it just wasn't quite bouncing their direction tonight. An unfortunate turn of events, but SE Kamikaze do It is in the stream, Hodge, if we need to watch it back. I do at least have the stats of everyone, so we should be good. But yeah, that will wrap it up for this game here between SE Kamikaze and Arctic Ace Esports. Thank you for everyone who tuned on in. We will be back in about an hour and a half for the last cast of the night. Have a good one.